You hear me though?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
I can
All
hear
right,
you.
this is Outside Podcast. I'm your host, Adam Mill, to the left of me is.
You got sick of the governor.
And our guest for the second time, please introduce yourself.
Oh, Sharif Rashid, calling from the 410. You know what I mean? Just
And
freestyle
one
with
of,
my good guys. You know what I mean?
and one of the sharpest brothers I have the honor to actually meet and
I
build with.
think I appreciate that, man. Iron sharpen iron, brother, and all praise be to the Most High. Knowledge is infinite, man. So I appreciate that, and I try to be as humble as possible because there's some stuff out here, man. And this rabbit hole goes deep. To be real,
Oh, yeah, most
and
definitely.
that's why I was. That's
And
kind of why I wanted to add into what you were talking about as far as the Charlemagne thing. I just heard about that this morning in the Kim thing, right? And all of that, like as far as the children, the sacrificing their children, all of this is ritualistic. All this comes back from Nimrod in Babylon.
Mhm.
If you study any mystical sciences, and it's, especially if you read like the epic saga of Gilgamesh, if you read like I said, the books of the Anunnaki, which these are the Enochian mystery systems and things of that nature. This is what the free and accepted masonry system that we have right now is based off of ancient occult magic, which comes from ancient Kemet. I don't know if I know it's a lot of noise in the background. But
no,
so
we can hear you. We can hear you.
good. So when they're doing things like this, they're literally sacrificing their children up. Like on the Breakfast Club when I heard he mentioned Magic Johnson, see how Magic Johnson's son turned out,
Yeah,
D Wade.
yeah.
Back in those times during Babel, they would sacrifice their children to Baal, or
Yeah,
Moloch,
yeah,
which is Baal.
Hold,
yeah,
hold
yeah.
on, hold
And
on.
they're doing the same exact thing. They're doing the same exact thing. There's no difference. It's how they get into the industry and things of that nature. So it's no different. So what, like I said, when it goes all the way back to the Babylonian mystery system, and what you have in modern America is what you call is a pantheon. In English, it's called a pantheon. And a pantheon is for me when I conquer your land. So your spiritual sciences, if I conquer your land, your spiritual sciences belong to you. However, I conquered your land. So now, in order to appease your gods, and in order to have the government appeased as well, to please the government and the spiritual deities, whatever they're worshiping,
Mhm.
we're going to merge these. And it's called the pantheon. So you have modern day sun gods. You've had thousands of sun gods. One of them, once again, was Baal. You have so these are well, actually, it represents a lot of different things. Baal was a guy. He ate children, a whole bunch of different pedophilia, and also when you go back to like the androgynous, and we're talking about like the genetics. So I don't want to be too religious. I don't the most, and I'm not going to speak from like the most text that that for me that has enlightened me on these things is it's a book called The Secret Teachings of All Ages. Manly P. Hall wrote it. Also in the Quran, Surah Al-Baqarah, ayah 101 through 104, explains the magic of Harut and Marut that was taught at Babylon. Also,
Yeah.
if you go back and you go to all the ancient roots of all of this thing, it always go back to the Mesopotamian mystery system. So either you have sky beings coming from the sky teaching men knowledge, or you have beings coming from the water teaching knowledge.
Let me ask you brothers this, not to cut you off.
Mm-hmm.
Both you brothers. Okay. From a religious standpoint, Jew and I mean from Christian and Muslim. And now sadly, people who claim to follow a religion, just yesterday they was dressing their little kids up for Halloween.
Right. I know, right?
Candy and stuff like that. And the origins of Halloween, how do you guys feel about Halloween in general? Gov, you go first, and then brother, you go next. I like to know your input on Halloween because I used to put a post on Facebook
Mhm.
for Halloween and Thanksgiving and the lights and Valentine's Day and Christmas.
It's
But
good.
then I was such a killjoy and people bashed me in the head. I just said to each his own. But
Right.
how do you fellas feel about the celebration of these rituals, but yet people claim to have a religion that fear God?
It's kind of it's contradictory. It's like the opposite. It's like on the one hand you're saying we're for good, but then tonight we're gonna play with bad. I never got that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So that's the one part of it. So and then when you think about the rituals and things like that, especially how this been ancient. And you see a lot of the movements that have been going on for like years and years that just been playing in. You can tell that there's like spiritual forces is also in play. And you can see how this thing take like, all right, case in point. You ever see a situation erupt or something like about to descend? It look like it's about to be, it's a disagreement. But you see the disagreement growing, where it's about to be like a whole all-out war
Yeah.
take place. Now, in that particular, it don't have to be a room or whatever. You can tell it, you can just feel the energy, that whole situation change. That's a whole different thing, shift. And once that shift has taken place, there's a lot of energy takes place and you can actually channel that. And then the ability to channel that is that's when people are doing things that's like quote unquote superhuman. You see what I mean? So and I think that this is these are the things that they're channeling into. And I think a lot of these people, especially like the occultic sciences, they were able to find ways to do that. But there's a danger with it because I think when it comes to there's a give and you also take, there's also a price for everything. That's one thing I understand about that. I'm not into it, but I've heard about that. You know what I mean? But there's a price.
Yeah.
But that pretty much go for anything, though. Honestly,
My thing is, I overheard now briefly. It was today Halloween is like a religion for like witches and stuff like that,
I would hear.
and the things that come with it. I remember when we was coming up as kids, the thing you had to watch out for is people putting blades in the apples and poisoning the candy and stuff like that. I remember, I think my younger sister had like a blade in her apple, right? And then my mother's like, no more apples, let's get candy. But if you look at it, and I hate big killjoy kids out there, even when you look at it from a health benefit, like all these sweets and sugars and entering your body on top of the evil rituals behind it, it's really no good. It's just amazing to me how uh, we live in a day's time where they can make demonic things feel fun or present itself as fun and enjoyable.
Right,
You know,
right.
what
That's
you think?
Yeah. All right. So this might get a little to add to the ancient part. Let me let this. All right. So we talk about 13. We talking about people who dealing with ritual. There's no question it's a ritual, and this fact has been passed down for a long time. In fact, that's why it always got to fall on the 31st. Why October? In fact, actually. So we're gonna start. I'm gonna say this. You're dealing with the calendar. October is actually the 8th month, not the 10th month. When you say siete, ocho, nueve, diez, so you're talking about September, October, November, Diciembre for seven, like Sabbath. Oct for 8, we know that means 8. Nueve for November, and Diciembre for decimal or diez. So it shouldn't even be the 8th month. It's the 10th month. It's supposed to be the 8th month. We all know Oct means 8. All right, in Latin. All right,
right.
so we talk about the 31st. Why it always have to come on the 31st? Because you're talking about inversion, the 13th. On Friday the 13th, there was a group called the Knights Templar got burnt on a stake. They burnt them up. They were performing with the Crusaders came and the Pope even and they all involved in all that. They took witches and they so-called burnt them on the stakes,
Mhm.
lit them up. So that happened on Friday the 13th. That's why a lot of times you hear about like the 13th, like even Friday the 13th, the movie Freddy, Nightmare on Elm Street, 13. You got a lot of times that's a cultic number. You won't even see some don't even have like some hotels don't even have 13th floor. You got 13 ghosts. Those are occultic numbers. Now when you're going back to rituals, we're talking about like the gentleman said, not only just as Halloween, and I can tell you, actually he actually completed it correct. There is so when the magic was revealed, this is not from me. I'm just gonna get from the Kitab, right? When the magic was revealed, it said that they knew that the buyers of this magic would have no share in the happiness in the hereafter, and vow with the price for they sold their souls if they only knew. It's in Surah Baqarah, ayat 101 through 105. I'm gonna leave that there. Like I said, this is my foundation. This is the most. So, but also, so the people who indulge into this magic, they, the ones who really complete these rituals, they know what they're doing. And in fact, they know that they have sold their hereafter. They know this for some type of energy. So they are channeling dark energy. I had a dude, I posted a post yesterday because I stay in Fells Point. So you know I don't see now I'm about to right now, I'm about to go back on Fleet Street. So you know around there is nothing but I'm talking about that's where all the stuff go on at, man. As far as Halloween and parties and
Yeah.
drinking and stuff like that. So I had a devil next to me giving out candy yesterday. So you gotta ask yourself, for religious people or whatever. I mean, you see all types of people. I even seen. Listen, it's so sad that over in Dubai right now, they got Halloween.
Oh, it's crazy.
Astaghfirullah.
It's
You
crazy.
feel what I'm saying? So yeah, that's how deep it is. But and this is why you wondering why the world is going through what it's going through. First and foremost, we've been on lockdown for 4 years. All right, we shouldn't be celebrating anything. We should be trying to. We should be all the holidays, all the stuff that we got going on, and figure out what is going on with this stuff that they got us going on. Because this new world order is here to play. We already in there. You know what I mean? It's here. It's in front of us. Baltimore City ain't even open. It's like halfway closed, halfway open. Malls close it, open up at 11, 12, close it at 8. You know what I mean? Come on now. We know this is gentrification right in our face. Things are happening right now. You know what I mean? So when it comes to the Halloween thing, right? It's like everything. It's like even with the awards, Super Bowl, everything. You're a magnetic field. You
Mm.
have a vibrational frequency. Just like if I get a bunch of people around and we get that magnetic energy together and we worship the same thing, then that's once again you're summoning up dark energy. And this is why you see people right now going, I mean, really, we don't need to be summoning no more channeling no more dark energy because you got serial killer rappers, you got people talking to themselves, you got
Yeah.
this weird world right now that men don't know what they're doing. And we as people, like you said, is it a contradiction? It's absolutely a contradiction. And not only that, we as religious people, no matter what you are, we have completely forgot about that. Like it's clear in our text. You know
Yep.
what I mean? So we should not be celebrating. And on top of that, why we don't have one righteous holiday?
That makes no, yeah.
Name one holiday that we that all right, we give the devil. Well, first of all, why are you even giving the devil a holiday? That's the first thing. Secondly, why don't we have another one to counterbalance that to make a righteous holiday? We don't have no holidays that saying, oh, we're gonna go. You can call Thanksgiving and all that righteous, but these are all bunch of like Christmas,
Yeah.
and I do that's a winter solstice. Oh,
Right,
You
right.
know, the historical thing behind Thanksgiving. I did my research on that about
mm,
5 years ago when I posted the post up. Right, this ain't nothing paraphrasing. I posted the evidence up, and I had people attacking me, talking about, well, that's how you feel. It's a time when family get together. I said no. I said if you knew that this was a celebration upon uh, a slaughter, meaning
right,
that Native Americans were killed. Why
right,
would you why would you participate
But
in the celebration?
what do you celebrate?
right,
Right.
I said, how would you feel if it was black people who got slaughtered, and
right.
every year they throw a celebration and make it a holiday? You
Right.
would be applaud.
Well,
You would protest. You would march.
well,
You,
check this out. What we don't know. I'm going to cut you up, but you mean what we don't know is the Aborigines were black people.
that's true.
Mhm.
So they were our
No, it's true.
ancestors. You know what I mean? They got slaughtered. You don't know
Yeah,
something as Indians. The Indians is in India. You know what I mean? He thought he bumped into India, and that's why he called the Aborigines Indians. But the Aborigine people were the Olmecs people, the people that were our complexion, the people that in South America, all Peru, all around the Incas and the Mayans, bro, they were blacks. You know what I mean? Like they were
yeah,
colored people. You feel what I'm saying? So a lot of times, this is exactly what they did do. They came over here and they oppressed us. They gave us blankets with smallpox in it, rotten food, killed us off, and then we're celebrating the same way that Christians go out and celebrate a cross. Like that's like if I shot you, you know what I mean, and you my prophet or God, then I wear the gun that was you was shot with around my neck. You got people wearing crosses and all that stuff like that. It makes no sense because we don't want to think though. We have a
yeah.
sheep mind.
Right.
We've been led to.
And here's not to cut you off, brother, but
Yep.
follow this train of thought. Yeah. Go ahead, man. I lost train of thought. Go on. Kick it. I lost train of thought. It was something real deep, but I
I
lost train.
mean, that's what it is. We just got that sheeple mind, man. I mean, we really don't think. A lot of people say, well, it's for the kids. They know it's not for the kids. They really themselves and deep down inside inclined to want to do that. Because if it was for the kids, why would you send your kids out to a bunch of strangers to go get candy from?
Right.
In
Right.
the town right now, we got a bunch of serial killers. You got a bunch of, and then on top of that, you go to somebody to get candy that's dressed up like a devil.
Exactly. And then not to
At
mention,
night,
Ooh.
at
and not,
nighttime when the sun
And
falls.
you know what I mean?
and
When the
not to
gins
mention,
come out at night, like really, like what's cool about that?
and then
Then
300,
y'all got the
What
jack
you
o'
about to say?
lantern.
What you
Right.
about to say, Gov?
And then the rest of the 364 days, you basically tell the kids, don't you be talking to the strangers. And last thing you
Right,
do is accept anything from somebody trying
right.
to do something.
That's crazy, man. That's crazy. That's crazy. I had a
So,
strong thought. I forgot what it was, man. But we was talking about Michelle Obama, right? And at the end of her speech, she said something, and she told the women, "Don't listen to your husband. If he tries to prevent you from going out the house to vote, you tell him to move out the way." And I'm paraphrasing it, and you go to the booth. Now, us as deep thinkers, that's a slap in the face and emasculating men right there, right? If you and your wife having a conversation, that's like, let's say your neighbor's a female, let's say Miss Parker, and you tell your wife, look, I don't want you going outside when it gets dark. If you go outside, let me chaperone you because, not saying that you can't handle yourself, but there's a lot of things that's out there that's willing to harm you. And if you don't have to be outside at night, don't go outside, right? But Miss Parker goes and overhear the conversation and say, girl, don't listen to him. If you want to, you go ahead and do it. That's undermining his position, his authority, right? And that's demasculating him. So when she said that, she just basically speaking to a bunch of feminists and liberals to just go out there, disrespect what your man said, you know what I'm saying? And go out there and not only disrespect him, but disobey him and go out there and vote. Now, again, I don't vote. That's just me. But if you want to vote, that's on you. But the point I'm trying to make is it's deeper than just saying go out and vote. She was basically telling the women to undermine their husbands. He has no place of authority in the relationship. And when a
Now, hold
man
up.
reaches his position in a relationship, he's no longer a man. He's no longer needed in the house.
Check this out. This is deep. And I'm going to get back to this, to the same ayah, the same Surah Al-Baqarah, one-on-one. And I'll try to keep out of that, but this is all that. What you just said was this. It's exactly, I'm going to go back the verse before I just recited that. It says this is what it says. It's four simple ayahs, four simple verses. It says, and when there came to them a messenger from the Creator, the messengers of the Creator threw away the book of the Creator as if it was something they didn't know, and they followed what the devils gave out in the lifetime of Solomon. Solomon did not disbelieve, but the devil disbelieved, teaching men magic and things that came to the two angels, Harut and Marut. But neither of these two angels taught man without saying, we are for a trial. We only a test. So do not blaspheme. And they learned that which caused them harm and does not benefit them. And they learned which would separate man from his wife. And they knew that the buyers of the magic would have no share in the happiness of hereafter. And vow was the price for they sold. That was a part of the package deal. The separation from male and female. That's why you see men right now, feminine, you can't communicate with them. And you see women, everything is LIV, EVI, Open Working Network, NWI says, to the left, everything is reversed. So they have taken the subconscious mind and reversed it over the conscious mind. So now the woman thinks she's the man and the man thinks she's the woman. And it's going to be like that because the energies, and like I said, they're practicing in this magic. So they separated a man from his wife. So in order to do that, when a man dropped the ball, and I'm sitting right down here downtown right now, and it's probably like 15 begging men down here. You don't see that many women. So when a woman got to step up the game and be a man, she's possessed by the masculine spirit. When she becomes possessed by that masculine spirit, and the man got to go live in her house. So you know what I mean? Men, I be hearing saying,
Something you can
man,
do.
I'm in the dog house. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
bro, you supposed to run your household though, bro.
Right.
You know what I mean? So what? How are you in the dog house? How do you have to call your wife to ask if she got some money to buy something from me? You're supposed to be the one, the provider. So by design, literally, that same ayah says, it don't say it will do nothing else except for it will cause separation between a man and his wife. And anybody could look that up. I'm gonna leave after that. I'm gonna leave the Quran out of it. However, like I said, the Quran blatantly says it. By learning this magic, it will learn them how to cause separation between man and his wife. That was 14,500 years ago. How
I
in
was
the
just
world?
I was just telling Gov that with the Roe v. Wade, with the situation in the Quran where it says, "Oh, you who believe, do not kill yourselves and your children out of fear of poverty, because Satan entice," and I'm paraphrasing, entice fear and poverty. And we were just,
Absolutely.
yeah. So I was just saying that, like, a lot of things they're doing right now, if you got to be blind and deaf not to see good from evil right now.
Come on, bro. Come
You
Right.
on,
got
bro.
to be blind and deaf.
Gotta
You
be.
know what I'm saying? You
Yeah.
really got to be blind and deaf not to see good from evil, man. You know, and when you stand up against it, you know, with certain females, because think about it, let's break down the historical side.
Mm-hmm.
When we talking about the welfare, when they brought Section 8 and welfare into our community, and they said only how these women can get some type of some type, yeah, benefit. You got to kick the man out the house.
Right. Can't be there.
He can't be there. So now you done broke up the family structure in the home. Now you got single mom bear, mama bear, and then she got to have that masculine energy, because that masculine energy is no longer in the house.
Mm-hmm.
And that man doesn't know, when he's raised with a single parent mother, he may grow up to be a stand up dude, which a lot of us is, but it's nothing like having man and woman in the house, a father and a mother. That's how God designed it. When you take away what's innate, it becomes all off course.
Yep.
So now the man is out the house. He's demasculated. He's demasculated. You know, his masculinity is gone. He's demasculated.
And how does the daughter know how to treat a guy?
Exactly. And this goes back to slavery.
Mm-hmm.
This goes back to where they use the strongest buck, or they just use a man that had a family, mm-hmm. and they were anal, excuse my French, but they were anal overwork the individual in front of his clan.
Yep.
In front of his son, his wife, and his daughter. And now say, look at him. He can't protect you, but I can.
Exactly.
So look towards me for protection.
Yep.
This was ingrained since slavery.
Right.
Look at me for protection. He can't do nothing for you. Right. I can't.
So you saying that's Micheal Obama just hit you with a...
Let's fast forward it. Yeah, he can't do nothing. He can't do nothing for you. Right now, his mind ain't where it needs to be. Me personally, again, let me improvise. I do not vote for any of I do not encourage either party, because I do not like their foreign policies and some policies they got going over here. Although I do agree with some of the other policies that one may have when it comes down to like illegal immigrants and stuff like that. But when it comes down to foreign policies and stuff like that, I don't take either side, right? But I know the agenda, what they're trying to push, the liberals and the feminists, what they're trying to push, because they're trying to make this country, what I just mentioned, the woman, the single mother, the single parent in the household. You know, the single.
And that's depopulation too, bro. That's also depopulation. All that. You mean you're not? You got women right now, and you got people, not just women. You got men, but you got a lot of women right now that don't even want to have kids.
Exactly.
Men don't want to have kids in this day and age. They're like, man, it's too dangerous out here. So all other cultures are not thinking like that. That's for one. Two, we already gay over here. That's taken away. We already locked up, bro. If we don't stop, we are depopulating ourselves with the murder and everything. So they don't really need to do that. They just keep us gay, keep us out here, when did you get 20 V1s? Like, you got one woman, and this is one of you, hey, bro, you heard this when the sign of the times, when one man will be one man to 50 women to look at one man to look over 50 women. You literally have shows where one man get to pick through 20 women, because there's not enough men in the world for every woman to be married at all, period. So exactly.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I'm just saying. So so if every woman wanted to be married right now, it would be impossible, because you got the military, the homosexuals, the murder rate of the men, the people that's gay. You know what I mean? So it's like 5 to every 1. It's really more, but it's 5 to every 1 male. So it'd be impossible. That's why you're talking about polygamy. When you get into polygamy and things of that nature, and you have to have more than one. If you're talking about procreating, they don't want that though. The powers that be don't want that, because they know that they are afraid of our genetics. We have dominant genes, and they are afraid of our genes taking over their recessive genes. That's the
Yeah.
whole. That's the whole superior. That's the whole imperialistic agenda to make sure, even though it would never happen, because it's not enough of them, they are losing their population. You know what I mean? And but at the same time, we are slowing down drastically our population by murder, by them killing us, by the food. Man, I traveled a couple years ago. I think you remember. Matter of fact, before I left, when y'all did the last podcast, when I went to Indiana, I went up and
Yeah.
down the Midwest and all that stuff like that. Bro, ain't no. I'm gonna tell you the truth. There's certain zones and sections that are not like this. Like
Mm.
they got certain areas that are marginalized, certain areas where there's no drugs, certain areas there's programs, certain areas where there's food. You can go to when I got here, bro. Like right now, I want to eat something. I gotta go all the way to the halal spot every day because if I go to Shoppers, I'll come out with a bottle of water because there's nothing in there for me to eat. No nutrition. You know what I mean? They're straight killing us with that.
What's the food that?
Yeah, it looks like food, but it's not. You're getting plastic.
Right. Exactly. It's no nutrition. I mean, like everybody tired. Everybody's lethargic.
Right.
Everybody has no say sick because we have no nutrition in us, man. And they're doing this by design. So that's a part of depopulation. And I'm gonna say this though, and this is what's gonna get it. Why you think Barack Obama and Michelle Obama got voted in anyway, bro? They're a part of that. I don't want to go too deep with it, but I do want to keep it 100. All these presidents, these people in power are part of the same Anunnaki reptilian bloodline. These people are all related. They
Exactly.
all interbreed. They all have the same demonic agendas. They know what's going on, even if they act like they don't know what's going on.
Exactly.
All of them.
It was something. I was watching a YouTube channel where it said that how they broke down the science of Barack Obama and how he's related to George W.
Yeah.
And Cheney and everybody else.
And then they breaking down the science as well, like
Down to
how
the kings of England. It goes. They're intertwined.
Yep. And you know what? And you know who they say they're the. You know who they say they're the throne to. The heir
Vlad
to.
the Impaler.
And you know how that goes back. And so hold up. And so when you watch the movie, all right, oh, I like that. If Vlad the Impaler is Dracula, and the Muslims defeated him in Istanbul. So, you know, we go back to that. You still under Vlad the Impaler's rule. That's who the Merovingians is. That's why on the Matrix, the Merovingian, he had to go see the Merovingian. And the Merovingian was even a Dracula. He sounded like a Dracula. You feel what I'm saying?
yeah.
And you have the Order of the Serpent, Order of the Dragon. That's where you get all this serpentine system and stuff from. The medical symbols. So the dragon and the serpent is the same ancient order. So the Freemasonic order that we are under right now is the same exact same thing. Yeah. Even when you go back to the.
Did y'all hear anything about Barack Obama, his nanny being a transgender?
I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised at all because, like I said, once again, these people are not regular bloods. You know what I mean? These people they have been selected, not elected. That's why I do not vote because I already know that it's not the vote count.
It's
that's why they struggle. That's why they struggle to even portray themselves as normal. They have a hard time doing that.
They ain't normal.
They can't even go and get something to eat like a normal person. It's hard.
Yeah. That's deep, man. That's deep. So I mean, what are any universal or just solutions that you brothers may have when it comes down to like having your third eye, quote unquote, open for all these things, man? Because it just seemed to me that a lot of people lost, and when it comes down to our community, the Black woman. I told somebody, I said the Black woman is the most lost woman on the planet.
Bro, facts. Facts. I hate it. The Black people are the Black race, the African American so-called race to me is the most. But it's a reason, you know what I mean? It's a reason for the African American race to be the most lost race. And we've been enslaved, but we have been enslaved on a different level. No one has been buck broken. No one has been taken away from their roots. Every other race can tell you who they are, what their nationality is, what their native tongue is. I speak 4 languages, and the people that I speak to, when I speak it, they seem so surprised. Like, let's say I speak Spanish. They be like, "Oh, you a Black person," but the Spanish person can talk back to me, which means, and it's not surprising, which means it's common for them to know their native tongue and to also know English. How come it's not common for us? We got a dual. We the only people with dual citizenship. African American, well, dual nationality, whatever they want to call it.
Right.
And we don't have a native tongue. We speak English. You know what I'm saying? Like, how come it's strange when I speak Spanish to a Black person? They're like, "Oh my gosh." I mean, but they speak Spanish and English. They speak their native tongue and they speak ours. So we have been disconnected from our roots. And since we have been disconnected from our roots, they have reprogrammed us. Like I explained, like I talked about in the last podcast. They wiped our operating system clean. They erased all the information off of our hard drive, which was our roots, man. Everything that came from us. And they reinstalled a new operating system on us, Windows nigga.
Yeah.
So it comes through the media. They want us, that's why we act like celebrities. We want to be like the stars because we have no ID, we have no identity. We have nothing to follow.
Yep.
Yep.
And the stars and these so-called false leaders and role models are the people who are now getting in trouble for sex trafficking, drugs, killing each other, and all types of stuff. And I was just saying in the last podcast before we ended, the last leaders, the Malcolms, the Garveys and stuff, they're gone. There's no more of those type of leaders. They got false prophets out here, these false Pan-African dudes that said the best interest at heart, but they just media darlings.
Yeah, they
trying to make money off the media.
They doing that, and they enjoying the spoils of it, because when you do that and you starting to get that, now women are coming to your attention. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They enjoy it. And that's what that's like a lot of people's weakness, to be honest. You know what I mean?
That's the main weakness.
But you know, the funny thing is, what is the antidote to a lot of this? I remember back when they was talking about, when everybody was talking about TV ratings, right? Black people was the ones that watched TV the most. Now, when you go to social media and the rest, I don't know the numbers, but I would not be surprised to find out that we are the #1 consumers when it comes to a lot.
Of course, you know that.
Right. So I think that's how we are constantly being brainwashed. These different.
Ain't no question about that. Back to your regularly scheduled program. Of course. Ain't no question, because we don't have, once again, you have your basic input devices, just like a computer has. It has basic input devices. A mouse, anything that can input information into it. You have your sensory, your eyes, your ears. We talk about when you mentioned the third eye or intuitive faculties, the intuition eye, right? Mm-hmm. That's why the one eye is on the money, because they know they have taught us in school we only have 5 senses: what we touch, smell, see, hear, and taste.
Right.
That's we don't. When you have only touch, smell, see, hear, and taste, you've limited yourself. You've limited yourself to the reality of the boundaries of this world. Because if you can believe in only the physical, then you have no understanding of the other consciousness. Now this is the dumb thing about that. This is the lowest reality. I can go to sleep and dream, and my dreams are deeper than this reality. So if my dreams are deeper than this reality, that means that I can perceive a higher realm of consciousness. And if this is the lowest reality right here, even when I'm in this reality, all we want to do is get high to numb it. All we want to do is go to sleep. So that means this got to be the lowest. If we're in the lowest reality right now, then why do we take this as the most serious reality? And that is a sign right there that our brains, our consciousness, or our mind, or our spirit can be deeper than that. So people, the one eye, the secularism, novus ordo secularum, means literally the one eye, the secularization of the human capability to be human. Now you are just bots. And actually, to be at the end of the day, now we're in this age where they call it transhumanism, where now, if you ain't got no skill, no intellectual properties, trust and believe, you're done, son.
You're done. You're done.
Your robots
right now, I tell people real quick, if we got to end it. You know, the machines are taking over. You better learn how to use these machines when they break down. Dang, man, we gotta come back to this next week. Hopefully, brother, you're available. Where can they find you at on social media?
You can catch me at Governor Mansion. What's that? Instagram, and also governormansion.net. And
where can they find you?
Mine is Courtney Gerard Robinson on Facebook. And to be honest with you, I can't remember my Instagram. But if you hit me on Facebook, I can send it on Instagram. I do a lot of lives on Facebook. You know what I mean? I just started doing TikToks and Instagram because I just started getting into that and stuff like that. But Facebook, I do a lot of lives. You know what I mean? And reels. So a lot of stuff on there, and we can tap in easy on there, man. I would love to build on a live, man. And I got 5,000 followers on my Facebook. So I mean, people.
That's what's up. So look, man, if next week, if you're available, come through, man.
Absolutely, man.
I send the topics. You can send me some topics, Gov. I always say send me some topics. You know, let our brains work, man. Let's try to wake these people up at the same
Yes.
time as
Yes.
them.
Yes.
That's gonna be it for the show, man. I'm the host, Adam L. Guess I said as black as coach as us. Peace out.
All right, peace.
Peace and blessings. Thank you, man. Y'all have a good one, man. Be careful out there and keep your heads high.
You too.
All right, you already.